All right. Just making sure that we are on, and it looks like we are. So, just going to have a little webinar, 10, 15 minutes, just talking about what this challenge is going to be. I'm also going to stop touching the table so that it doesn't shake around. So, the challenge is protein and a mile. The reason why we've chosen protein and a mile is because out of everything that we could do to have a challenge that helps build a really good foundation for our future as far as health, wellness, fitness, longevity. We looked at everything else that we could have done. And we truly believe that the two things that we can do to build a really good foundation for the future are increase the amount of protein that we're eating and move more. Those two things are extremely important. Throughout time, coaching different people, when they come and they say, hey, I've got these things going on, I want to get healthier, or I want to lose body fat, you say, okay, that's great. Let's look and see what you're eating. I would say 9.5 times out of 10, people aren't getting enough protein. And it's kind of the standard American diet, right? If you wake up and you have a bowl of cereal, there's really not a lot of protein in that. There's a lot of carbohydrates and, depending on the type of milk, a decent amount of fat. Fat's not bad. Carbohydrates are not bad. We are not going to demonize any types of food in this challenge. Really, we're just not going to demonize any types of food anyways. But there's so many reasons why we should increase the amount of protein that we're eating. We're going to go through this in depth in the challenge itself, in the weekly webinars. But to just give a little preview to that and why we should, I want to talk about a few different things as far as protein goes. So one, when we eat protein, it has to break down. And when we eat our carbohydrate, it breaks down really easily in our body. Carbohydrates, they digest very, very easily. It doesn't really raise our metabolism much, or I guess you could say it doesn't raise our body temperature much to break those carbohydrates down. It's a little bit harder for the body to break fat down, but it's really hard for the body, or it's hard. I won't say it's really hard. It's hard for the body to break down protein. And in being harder to break that protein down, there's something called the thermogenic effect of food. When we increase the amount of protein that we're eating, it raises our body temperature. And in turn, the amount of metabolic processes that are happening to break that protein down, they increase. Well, when that increases, we burn more calories. So in eating, even though you're eating calories, you're eating protein as the calories. There's a fly flying around, I'm sorry. You're eating more protein, and so you burn more calories. The thermogenic effect of food. It's really impressive. It's really amazing. By just increasing the amount of protein that you're eating, you can help your body to burn more calories. Now, in breaking that protein down, when we say that our body is digesting it, it's breaking that protein down into amino acids. And if you remember back to high school biology, when we talk about what amino acids are, they're the building blocks of protein, right? So we are taking that protein, it's getting broken down into amino acids, and amino acids go out into our body and they repair tissue. So let's say we go to the gym, we break tissue down, amino acids, they go and they restore that tissue. Now, when we have cells die off and we have other things that just happen in our body, proteins go and repair, and amino acids are what build up that protein, or they're the building blocks of that protein. So we need to be eating protein in order to regenerate our body. The other thing is protein is a good filler. Now, this kind of goes along with the thermogenic effect of food, but by eating more protein and that thermogenic, so we're kicking up our metabolism, we're also taking calories that we would have eaten on other types of food and replace it with that protein. So there are 4 calories in every gram of protein. So you've probably heard the whole 2,000 calorie a day diet, and we're not going to worry about that. The reason why is because let's say we increase the amount of protein that we're eating, we're probably taking from fat, which is 9 calories per gram, and we're taking from carbohydrate, which is 4 calories per gram. So by increasing the amount of protein that we're eating, we're in turn increasing our metabolism. We're hopefully increasing the amount of muscle mass that we have, and muscle also increases metabolism. Many things in our body, I guess you could say how many calories we're burning or our metabolic processes do come from how much muscle we have. So we want to be trying to maintain or gain muscle so that we can, one, just live a good, healthy life of longevity and wellness, but two, so that we can be strong and do the things that we want to do. And in turn, having those muscles, we're able to burn more calories throughout the day so we can keep our body fat low. So the next part is moving. Standard American diet, we kind of talked, you wake up, you eat cereal. I guess I didn't go further with this. Lunch might be a sandwich, so there's a little bit of meat there that might have some protein in it, but we've got the bread and we've got the mayonnaise, and so lots of carbohydrates, lots of fat, not a ton of protein. Maybe at night we have spaghetti or lasagna or pasta. I'm throwing out a lot of noodles there. But maybe even it's a hamburger. And so there's some meat. So you got some protein and there's going to be fat in there. But the bun's got the carbohydrate and the mayonnaise, and there's all the different things. We're not eating a ton of protein. So increasing that protein, really important. Okay, standard American diet, we know what that is. We know that we want to increase the amount of protein that we're eating. It's going to help with a whole bunch of things. Number two, though, standard American sitting. We sit a lot, whether that's at home watching TV or at our jobs or riding in the train or driving our cars. We just sit. We don't move as much as we probably should as humans. Movement does a lot for our bodies, which we're also going to go into in the weekly webinars. It's not just about protein, it's also about movement. So protein and a mile. We're going to try to move the equivalent of a mile every day, whether that's going out and actually walking, jogging, or running a mile every day, or we're going to have some things that you can do in your house in order to get that mile. Now, if you go to the gym every single day and you exercise, we're going to try to put this mile on top of what you're already doing to an extent. We're going to take some of your workout time and apply that to your mile for a few reasons. One, we don't need to go out of the gate at 100 miles an hour. This is a slow and steady race. We want to build a really good foundation. In building that foundation, we can take that and slowly build on top of it throughout time to have a lifetime of wellness, a longevity over the long term. We don't want to try really hard for a month and then fall off the wagon. We want to use this as a time that we can just, like I said, build that foundation and then build that solid foundation and then build on that foundation for forever. And it doesn't mean that you're always going to do the same exact thing. It doesn't mean that you're always going to eat perfectly. It doesn't mean that you're always going to move adequately every single day. But what it does mean is if we take that time and we really try and we apply ourselves for a month. So in this regard, it's the whole month of December. We're not limiting the amount of food that you can eat in a day. We're not saying that you can't eat this and that you can't eat that. We're not going to demonize the foods. We're just going to add upon. So this is kind of nice. It's nice because it's December. There's parties. There's candy. There's things that we want to eat and that we want to be a part of. We're not limiting that. What you're going to find though, and maybe it's a trick, but it's pretty cool. In adding protein throughout the day, you're going to find that you're actually eating less of the other things. We kind of replace it, and it's pretty awesome. We're going to go way deeper into this stuff. We're going to talk about how much protein you should be eating in the day. Tons of different studies out there, tons. You can find a study for anything nowadays, but in the amount of time that we've spent studying this, and like I said in the beginning, everything else, we've found that about 0.7 to 1 gram per pound that you weigh is ideal. It's going to help with many different things. Like I said, we're going to get into. This is just a short, quick overview of what we're doing. Now that can be difficult. I weigh 200 pounds, so it's tough for me to get 200 grams of protein in every single day. Now we're going to try to walk before we run. Remember, slow process throughout time. So we're actually going to use a formula that goes off of your height and your ideal body weight in order to make sure that we're getting or attempting to get adequate protein throughout the day. We're going to post that so that you guys know. But for example, a male that is 5'7" would be eating about 148 grams of protein a day. And a female who is 5'5" would be eating about 120 grams of protein a day. So it's not going to go off of your body weight. It's going to go off of your height and a formula in order to get that. So you guys are welcome to go sign up. There's some definite advantages to joining a challenge. A challenge is just that. It's challenging. But we don't want it to be challenging and have it be challenging on your own. We want to help you. We want the group. So you're going to have access to a private Facebook group, and that whole group is there to coach you along, to help you. Also, weekly webinars. We're going to dive deeper into protein. We're going to dive deeper into movement and why it's important, not just for our physical health, but mental and emotional and even deeper. The other one is weekly giveaways. So if you eat the amount of protein that you're supposed to every day and you move what the challenge is challenging you to do for a whole week, then you're entered into a drawing each week to win something. And there'll be good prizes. At the end, there's going to be different types of winners. We're going to have Spirit of the Challenge Award, a few different types of awards for people. We just want to come together and help as many people as absolutely possible to build a good foundation for a lifetime of health. So hope you guys can join. Click the link or whatever there is on this page. Like I said, this is just a webinar. Sign up. Let's make this happen. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. But we're really excited. And more than anything, just have a great day. And we'll see you soon.